Season 57, War number 8, save matchup against XK9. Bans are Corvus, Serpent, Symbiote Supreme, Mr. Sinister, and Dust. And my team today is Purgatory, Dazzler, and Hood. Starting today on Path 1 against this Craven here on Node 1. And yeah, this is going to be certainly a war. We have Purgatory back. She's unbanned finally again. We actually had her 2 wars in a row, so that's been 3 of the 8 this season, I think, that she's been unbanned. Cool, I guess. So naturally, I'm going to be ramping her up a bit to take some minis later. And yeah, starting against this Craven. It's so late when I'm recording this, so I might sound a bit demotivated, because I kind of am, but I'm going to get it recorded so I can get it posted for you guys. And yeah, I'm dropping the special 2 here. I don't have power backs active yet because I was splitting my fights into 2 boosts, and I can't really afford to use power backs on the path and the power backs for the mini, but not like I needed to do that anyway. I'm pretty sure all these path fights with Purgatory go effortlessly. Starting with that Craven, he goes down, got the skill soul, really awesome. It's going to help out for the Deathless Thanos we're taking later. Now we're going to fight Atuma with Dazzler. So I started with a light attack there. The reason I started with a light attack there is because, well, I thought he was going to be unblockable. He was not unblockable when he purified those concussions, which is certainly interesting. Because I knew he was going to purify at the start of the fight, but he did not gain the unblockable of the regen, which is very interesting. I messed up there a bit. But anyway, so I went for a light attack at the start of the fight because I figured I'd rather just risk the light attack start rather than dash back immediately. I mean, I don't really think that was maybe the best move, but it's the move I decided to go with, and it didn't really matter. So I didn't get parried, so it didn't matter again, luckily. Now we're going to fight this rank 4 Quicksilver on node 26, and this was supposed to be a pretty easy fight with Dazzler, and it's not going to be a pretty easy fight with Dazzler. This is going to kind of suck a little bit, but yeah, let's just let it play out. I'm doing light, medium to avoid giving him Intensify, and once he gets the power gain buff, then it's going to be a really fun time, because as you're going to see, I'm going to try to bait the special, naturally, and he doesn't want to throw it at all, so of course he's going to power gain his way to special 3, because why would he actually drop the special 2? Why would he actually do that, you know? So yeah, I'm about to eat a special 3. I'm punching up, so this is going to hurt pretty bad, and yeah, it brings me all the way down to 44%. So, I thought I was going to be stunned after the special 3 and just die. And then I looked later, oh, he has to be in terminal velocity to stun me. So luckily he wasn't in that, or else I would have been dead. But also because of the fact that we're punching up and we get terrible crit RNG, the special 2 is not going to kill. So that's great, now I'm in the fight longer. And at this point I'm just like, okay, I'm so done, I want this fight over with. I have the Pursuit active, so I'm not worrying about his evade. And then this doesn't kill, so I'm baiting a heavy, and he goes for it, and then I kill him with a medium. That fight sucked, and we're going to need a bunch of health potions now. And I used like 12 health potions this war, so that's great. Love the extremely expensive wars because I play like crap. Love when that happens. Anyway, this Northstar next on node 35. Pretty much a joke of a fight. We're not going to remove protection until close to the special 2. And then once we do, he's just going to start melting. This is how we get our Mutant Soul, which is going to help us for the Serpent and literally every mini, not even just the Serpent. The Mutant Soul just helps for like every single matchup, but especially the Serpent and the Thanos. So yeah, I'm going to drop this special 2 into protection, which is going to nerf the damage quite a bit, but the degen afterwards is also doing 10k a tick, so we finished at full health and it didn't really matter. So yeah, that's a nice way to get a Mutant Soul, and then we're gonna start fighting minis here against this Thanos. So I'd taken this fight a couple times. I found the best way to do it is to use a PS1 boost. The PS1 boost helps in multiple different ways. Firstly, it's helping you get to a special 3 faster, which is what really kind of shuts down the fight. But also, it's going to immediately nullify Thanos' Energize, so he's going to have less power overall because he's going to not have the Rich Get Richer at the start, but also just the extra combat power rate that Energize gives in general. So now that I'm at the special 3, I'm just going to drop it to give me a power gain, which is not only going to be a buff to help counter Rich Get Richer, but it's going to help me cross more bars of power more often, so my Neutralize continues to stack up, and my Nullify continues to replace, so we're able to control his buffs much easier. So, Thanos is going to increase the ability accuracy of his personal effects. I do not think that includes the buffs from Footloose or the Stun Immune one, though. So, we're constantly failing those, and it's just his Furies, and I don't know why I didn't go for double medium to special 2 there. Whatever. I think it's just his Furies and his Energize that can sometimes slip through the Neutralize, and even then it's very rare, and even then we're going to be nullifying them anyway. So, yeah. Look at the power gain. Holy crap, it's nuts. And here, he triggered protection, but I'm just going to drop this so I don't go red again. Place another degen. Wait for protection to fall off, place another degen, and it's just like, oh my goodness, this guy is so dead. So yeah, that PS1 boost just helps the fight out so much. So I'm glad I used it. Now we're gonna fight this Maestro. I'll tell you right now, I'm dying in this fight, and it's because I play like a moron. Well, a couple of reasons. So I play like a moron. I also probably shouldn't have taken this over Hood. We assigned Hood originally, and then we changed it to Purgatory, which I shouldn't have died in this fight. Like, Purgatory should solo this fight, no problem. But also, Hood should have a much easier time doing it. So therefore, it was a mistake me accepting this fight with Purgatory. And I should have let the Hood player just stay with the fight, because Hood is going to have an easier time. So earlier in the fight, I didn't get the heavy punish, so I immediately lost half of my health. And it's like recoverable, like it's fine. I can play with half my health just fine. And then there, I dropped the special 2. I don't get a bunch of burst damage from the unblockable though. And here I'm getting cold snaps, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess I'm just gonna back up now. And I believe this is where I die, or right about here, because I'm an absolute, I'm not going to say that word, I'm an actual moron who forgets Conflictor's there and just drops my block. Had I remembered Conflictor was a node, I would have soloed the fight. And I would have lived very low health, but if I just remembered that Conflictor was there and my stun would get purified, I wouldn't have died there. And then what do you know, I'm gonna immediately whiff the heavy punish there as well. It's just like so stupid. Like sometimes the heavy punish works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just so dumb, bro. Anyway, no excuse for dying there. I shouldn't have been using this over using Hood or sending Hood, and I shouldn't have died even with Purgatory because I just didn't play well. So yeah, second death of the season. It sucks. I'm not playing myself this season. I'm really not. I'm using way more items this season than normal, and I'm dying way more than normal. So, anyway. We're not gonna die this Serpent, though. We're not gonna die the rest of the war, which is nice at least. I still have some really hard fights this war, because we still have 3 minis left, including this Serpent on 46. This Serpent doesn't go as well as it usually does for me. I'm trying to think why that might be. Like, I didn't have the Tech Soul, but I didn't have the Tech Soul for a lot of the Serpents I took this season. I didn't have the Mystic Soul, but the Mystic Soul also doesn't really do much here. Maybe it was just RNG, maybe... Oh, right, okay, I remember. Serpent was actually holding his specials a lot. That's why. I think it's like here. No, not here. Okay, it's coming soon where it's like, I'm in Rampage, and he just decides to hold his specials for like forever, so I'm losing a bunch of uptime on Rampage. And, so yeah, that was fun. I'm trying to bait special 1s if I can help it. And yeah, here, well, I'm dropping the special 2 here. And then do I bait the special and he just doesn't want to throw it? I think it's here, yeah. So I'm just like trying to get the special 1 out of him. And it's not like it took like insanely long, but I'm also playing a champ who wants to be really aggressive, which makes it feel a lot worse. Because like normally it's like, okay, he does like 3 or 4 dashbacks instead of throwing up the special. It's not like the worst AI thing ever. But it feels a lot worse when I'm trying to play a champ who wants to be really, really aggressive like Purgatory does to keep my rampage going. So anyway, he's also dropping more special 2s than I want him to. I really want him to be dropping special 1s if I can help it. But I have the invul boost active, so I can eat 3 SP3s. Here's the first one. I'm feeling pretty okay. Like, I'm in the corner, and then he lets me parry him, which is awesome. And I'm going to relic here into the special 2. Just before Mystic Dispersion pushes me to SP3. That was a mistake I made in a previous attempt on this fight, where I went to SP3 instead of SP2 because of Mystic Dispersion. I wasn't watching. There I was watching, because I knew that could be an issue. And I dropped the special 2 instead of the 3. So, he didn't drop a special 3 there, but again, I could have tanked it anyway. Okay, now I'm going to fight Photon on 48 with Dazzler. This is the best attempt I've actually ever had on this fight. So while all my Purgatory fights my Purgatory fights weren't that bad. It was really just the Maestro where I just played like crap. And then the Quicksilver where I played like crap. This fight goes perfect. This is the best attempt I've had on this fight, and I've taken it like 3 or 4 times. And that's because of a new strategy that I'm not going to say came up with, but I'm utilizing, because I don't know if it's like something that most people were doing and I just wasn't. But something I'm doing here, rather than in my previous attempts in this fight, is I'm intentionally never losing tempo. Like, I'm getting to 100 and staying there the whole fight. The reason this is helping me is because I can never get my Dazzling Dash again, meaning I can never accidentally trigger Stun Reflect by Dazzling Dashing into block. So that means, yeah, again, I can't ever trigger Stun Reflect on accident by hitting her block with the Dazzling Dash if I just don't ever get the Dazzling Dash. So that's something I didn't do on my previous attempts, and I did for that one, and it just helped so much. So that's awesome. And now I'm fighting the Onslaught boss. I was originally assigned Purgatory for this fight, and then I was like, I don't want to heal Purgatory because the amount of potions I've already used this war, I don't want to use more, and I know I can solo with Dazzler, and I've soloed this with Dazzler before. So while Purgatory is better, and if I was in a better mindset to where, like, if I was in a better mindset, I would have probably used Purgatory, because in a better mindset, I would have been like, hey, it's just smarter to use Purgatory, use the friggin' potions, don't be selfish. But my mindset was just awful at this moment after the death. Oh my gosh, dude, I got like 5 Neros in a row. My Nero Shock RNG was so bad against this guy in this fight too. It genuinely was awful how bad my Nero RNG was. Also, that was horrendous game lag. Anyway, if I was in a better mindset, I would have not been selfish and used Purgatory for this fight, healed her up and stuff. But, like I said, my mindset was just gone at this point, and I just couldn't care less. It's a terrible mindset to have, and I do apologize to my alliance mates for that. I'm not going to die in this fight, where like it makes it really worse, but anyway, I'm going to drop the special 2 here in a second. I'm not going to have the energy vulnerability, though, so it does not feel as good as it could, especially with the energy resistance from Adaptive, but it also didn't feel that bad. It still does half his health, and this is a rank 4 Onslaught. My Dazzler's only rank 3, so that's about as much damage as I expected this fight to have. Anyway, but yeah, like, my RNG with these Nero Shocks was just awful. It doesn't help that I'm, like, eating hits to get some on me, but, like, there were multiple times in this fight where I got 4 on me in a row. Like, doing 4 hits and then getting 4. So that sucks, but, RNG just be like that sometimes, and it's not gonna be the worst thing ever. So I'm gonna do the dexes here. I'm trying to get to a special 2, and drop it safely, like to where there's no chance of me pushing him red. If I push him red, it's just, I'm instantly dead. If I'm at full health, I'm instantly dead. And then I drop the special 2 there, 1%, dropping the special 1, That's what he does. And then here I just need to land a hit. Of course he dexes my relic, but it don't matter, he's dead. So yeah, Purgatory's better for that, but I already talked about that. And we do lose this war, not by 1 death, by 2 deaths, because we would have lost by time if we tied 12 to 12. So that, it still feels bad, like the Maestro death still feels terrible, but at least it wasn't like, oh, we lost the war because of this, because even if we had 12 to 12, or 11 to 11, I should say, we would have still lost. So yeah, I still am kicking myself in the butt for the Maestro death. It was one of the worst deaths I've had in a while, and it's all on me too. But at least we didn't lose the war because of it, so at least there's that. But yeah, Purgatory's back, did a really, really good job. I just didn't do the good job. That's fine. I can't play perfect every war. But just a bit of a sad taste in my mouth. So next war is gonna not have any of the same members of this team. Next war is gonna be short, but also really, really cool. So I'll have that one uploaded pretty soon. So thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next war video, or next live stream, I think. So, bye.